Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your Boredom Busters coming up, but first, our top story. South Dakota lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are speaking out about the legislature not holding a special session on abortion. Governor Kristi Noem and other Republicans announced Friday that no such session is needed because South Dakota is already the most pro-life state in the country. But House Democrats say politics played a role in their decision because a special session would have come so close to the November election. While Republicans say no special session will give South Dakotans more time to share their thoughts with lawmakers.
I would like to hear from more constituents. And, I think you can't do the full process of vetting things and hearing from people in a short 2-day special session.
It would bring this issue front and center to the legislature prior to the election. And there are a lot of very concerned citizens here in South Dakota. And so this would probably force people to take some pretty difficult votes.
Right now in South Dakota, abortion is only allowed to save a pregnant woman's life. Abortion will likely be an issue in the race for South Dakota governor, but Democrat Jamie Smith faces an uphill climb trying to unseat Noem in the November general election. South Dakota voters have not elected a Democrat as governor since 1974. Republicans in the state currently outnumber Democrats in voter registration by nearly 2-to-1. Noem has more than $7 million in her campaign account, while Smith has just over $110,000. Still, Democrats are pinning their hopes of victory in the fall by focusing on issues including abortion, Medicaid expansion, and legalizing recreational marijuana. You can read more about the Democrats' election strategy by checking out this story by Bob Mercer on our Capitol News Bureau page right here on KELOLAND.com. A program at a local homeless shelter aims to keep clothes out of landfills. The Union Gospel Mission in Sioux Falls has a baler that compresses clothes that cannot be sold in its thrift store or given to people in need. Coming up in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, we'll tell you how these clothes will be repurposed and how the public can help. Be sure to watch tonight at 10. People in the town of Corson, north of Brandon, gathered Saturday to celebrate a cultural milestone. This is the 40th anniversary of the Mighty Corson Art Players, a local acting group that's gathered quite a following of live theater lovers through the decades. Members credit strong support from the community for their longevity. Their first production 40 years ago was You Can't Take It With You, and one of the original founders remembers birds flying into their building. The Mighty Corson Art Players will be holding auditions next month for their fall production of American Hero. Let's take our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Adam Rutt in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. Some of us still dealing with fog on this Sunday morning, so be mindful of that as you go about your routine. But this does gradually give way to sunnier skies in the afternoon. An example of what I'm talking about is Lake Madison. We can see the docks in the foreground, but well, that's just about it. 66 along the water, but we do have some clearer skies out there, like downtown, for example. 71 with a view north, and again, not much of a breeze to speak of. We are in the 60s to low 70s in many locations, and that's going to set the stage for a warmer and more humid day today, as dew points are already climbing into the 60s to around 70, so you will want to keep that in mind if you have any outdoor plans. We have a lot of heat to talk about, but not a lot of moisture. Details are coming up in your 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. Those guys are hosting a poker run for the Children's Home Society. Sign-up goes from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Cheap Shots in Tea. The cost is $10 per rider, with 100% of the money going to Children's Home. Participants have a chance to win gift cards. There will also be a free lunch served. The Sioux Foo Moto Fest at J&L Harley-Davidson in Sioux Falls wraps up today with a bike show and stunt show starting at 11 o'clock. A loud bike contest gets underway at 1:30. The Poker Run Scramble winner is announced at 3:30. The Moto Fest is a benefit for Make-A-Wish, South Dakota. The Threshing Bee in Granite, Iowa wraps up today with a pancake breakfast and a community worship service in the morning, followed by a vintage parade, a kids pedal pull, garden tractor pull, and a kids tractor drive in the afternoon. East Nidaros Church in rural Baltic is hosting an ice cream social from 5 to 7 p.m. The cost is a free will donation. Goodhurst State Park's Summer Concert Series features a performance by Kevin Ryan. The music begins at 4 o'clock in the park's amphitheater. The concert is free to attend, but a park entrance license is required for vehicles. The Sioux Falls Municipal Band performs a free concert at Terrace Park. They'll strike up the band starting at 8 p.m. And enjoy a night of sprint car racing at Houston Speedway in Brandon. Gates open at 4:30, hot laps are at 7, races start at 8. Admission is $20 for adults, $10 for children, and free for ages 12 and under. 5 new members will be inducted into the Huset's Hall of Fame during intermission. Adam?
Well, there's what I'm talking about in terms of visibility or lack thereof. It's in our traditional trouble spots toward Winter, the Chamberlain area, Brookings into Lake Madison, and even areas west of Sioux Falls where we have a half to even quarter-mile visibility. So, like I said earlier, be careful as you go about the start of your day. This fog does gradually give way to a sunny afternoon. And a hot and humid one as well. We really don't have much of anything going on locally or regionally for that matter. You have to head to Cedar Rapids, Iowa for cloud cover, and south of there to get rainfall. Northeastern Missouri actually getting in on the same system that went through yesterday. So here we go through FutureCast, and again, not much really going on for the rest of your day and into the night. By Monday, we do have low pressure in North Dakota that's going to try and clip the area, especially to the north and northeast, and try and bring in the chance for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. But once that gets out of here, that's back to square one. We're hot and we're dry once again. Here's the day 2 outlook. It's a marginal risk for severe weather Monday evening from Aberdeen to Watertown into Millbank, Britain, Hecla, and Sisseton, with wind being the primary concern. Now, even then, it's a conditional marginal risk. It's not even guaranteed we'll see much of anything up that way, depending on where low pressure tracks. So just keep an eye on things. And this is really going to be an exception to the rule in terms of what we see for the next 7 to 10 days. We don't have much rain on the way. But we do have a lot of heat, though, as the blowtorch just does not go anywhere anytime soon. Plenty of above-average heat coming around through the rest of the weekend into the weekend. Highs today, 80s to low 90s East River, upper 90s out west, and it is going to be humid. Overnight lows in the 60s to low 70s with a very hot day on the way tomorrow. There's the 7-day forecast. I want to backtrack just a little bit and show Monday's high temperatures across KELOLAND. It is going to be dangerously hot. Mid to upper 90s to the east, triple digits by a healthy margin in central and western KELOLAND, and we are going to have a warm, breezy south wind in place. So please prepare accordingly if you're going to be outside on Monday. Now back to the 7-day forecast, where we have just one small break from the heat. That's Wednesday into the upper 80s, but beyond that, it's 90s to near 100-degree heat at times with little, if any, moisture in sight. Have a great day, everybody. For more on your local news, weather, and sports, you can always head on over to KELOLAND.com.